Ben's turn, but who's gonna give it to him? I mean, I've never given a tattoo. I guess I draw sometimes. This is my first time giving a tattoo to anybody. Thank you, Benjamin Pena, with the last name Pineapple. This is a perfect opportunity. I'm so ready. I'm so excited. And we're about to do this. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's see how it went. The line work is done, my first line work, and keep in mind we were making it similar to the drawing, so the kind of sketch nature of it and all the lines, those are deliberate. Obviously, we're all trying to make them kind of the same. Here's mine. Now we're about to do the color. What do you think, Maggie? So Ben, mi trabajo es, okay? Suficiente?
Muy bueno. Muy bueno.
Gracias. Said my work is pretty good. He's happy with it. I'm super happy with it. I just learned so much. I learned when you don't have enough ink and you're not strong enough, the lines come out super weak and faded, and when you're really mindful, they're dark and bold. Oh, I love this process. I've always known that I wanted to do tattoos, and now I'm finally making it happen. Wow. All right, time to learn color. This is gonna be a whole different process. ¿Te duele mucho?
No, está bien.
¿Está bien?
Me gusta cómo se siente.
Muchas gracias. Oh. Wow, that was such a wild experience. About 2.5 horas or 2 horas, 2 hours. I'm in love. I'm in a very different location. That'll be for another video. But I just spotted a banana tree, and that is exciting. So we're gonna go see it and then talk about what that experience was like giving my first ever tattoo. It was an amazing experience, but look at that. Hola, bananas. Gorgeous. Probably need a few more months. We're still not in the tropics yet, but we're getting there. We're making our way day by day, like I am today. All right, let's talk about that experience, guys. First off, I got my first tattoo on a bike tour. Maggie. Also, being in new places, I always have to keep an eye on my girl. Come here, let's play ball. I got my first tattoo in Pittsburgh, Kansas in 2011, 7 years ago, an infinity bike chain. I knew nothing about tattoos. It was just a random shop. It hurt so bad, and it was a great experience, and I've been addicted ever since. I've also wanted to give tattoos ever since that first experience. If you know me, I love drawing. I've always been an artist. I'm a potter. I've been drawing since I was a little kid, and I honestly like the types of drawings that cater to tattoos. Thick lines, detailed, but kind of caricature-y. And once I started getting tattoos, I knew that I wanted to be an artist. So you knew last year, before I started daily vlogging and knew that I wanted to make YouTube and this not only my life, but kind of my job too, put all my energy into it as I have now. Before that, I was thinking about maybe becoming a tattoo artist, getting a formal apprenticeship, doing the actual training, and working at a tattoo shop. I talked to a few artists, I started drawing a lot, but it never panned out while I was in Berkeley. I could have kept going, but I decided to get on the bike and live this life. Now, being a tattoo artist and going through that formal process, it can take years. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to find someone who's gonna teach you to tattoo. You might have to pay them, then you go work for them, and it's a big process, but then you're considered like a respectable, trained person that can work at a tattoo shop. The other option to learning how to tattoo is what I've now learned is called being a scratcher, which amongst the like professional or maybe some of the mainstream tattoo artists who work in shops is considered like no good, because you just, meaning you learn on your own. They call it a scratcher because you're probably scratching the people's skin because you're not doing a good job. I don't know how much of a stereotype it is that it's legit, like you should never learn to tattoo. It's kind of like being a doctor unless you go through school. I don't really know if I believe in that. The artist that let me just tattoo, okay, so when I sat down to do that tattoo, what I'm saying is I had no long formal process. Sure, I have over 30 hours of tattoos on my body, and I've watched the artist tattoo me, not just casually. I watch in detail because I love tattooing so much, how close during the line work they are from the gun getting to my skin, when they're shading, what the strokes are. And I've watched so many videos on YouTube. So I think there's a reason that yesterday when I did my first tattoo, or 2 days ago, however many days it was, Ben Pina, he would do like 3 minutes of tattooing on himself, and he's like, dude, watch this, and I would watch, and he would explain just for a couple minutes, and then he would give me the gun, and I just went for it and did it. And honestly, I got some really nice thick lines. I definitely need to learn more about the shading. It's so hard because as you're shading, the ink is also just bleeding everywhere, so you can't see the line work. It's really hard, but I did it. I did a 2-hour tattoo that doesn't look terrible, and that was my first one. So yes, I guess I'm a scratcher. What that means is I plan on learning to tattoo people based on just trial and error and practicing and drawing versus going through a formal apprenticeship. And some people look down on that, but if you think about it, I don't have time, or I don't want to devote the time to stop what I'm doing here, get off YouTube, get off the bike and do a tattoo apprenticeship. That's so not an option for me just because I don't want to do that. So my other option would be to do everything at the same time and learn on my own and tattoo people that are interested in being tattooed by someone who just randomly does it. And I guarantee you I can find a lot of those people, because I'm one of those people that if someone was like, hey, I'm a personal tattooer, I've done 10, I'd be like, sure, you can give me a tattoo, keep practicing. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, but let's talk about the process. I was obsessed with it. I wasn't scared. It felt so natural to me. Like I've been waiting to do this for a very long time. I just sat there, boom, and I started, and I was so dialed in and focused. Every single mark you make is like you have to put so much attention because it's gonna be there forever. But I wasn't thinking about that during it. And you honestly, you know, a lot of people probably think it's so scary because you can't erase, right? You can't erase, but your first line or your first shade is not always the final product. So I did a bunch of lines where I thought they were going to be good thick lines, but I didn't have enough ink on the tattoo gun, or I didn't put enough pressure down, or I dragged too fast. You have to get everything. There's so many little things to keep on repetitively saying in your mind as you're giving a tattoo. So when I pull that line and it was a shitty line, all you have to do is pull a better line over it. It'll cover the shitty line. What you can't do is if you made like some big line and did a curve, you can't fix that. But I didn't make any of those mistakes. You know, you got to be really specific. You have a stencil, and it was also a perfect tattoo to practice on for the first time because it was a sketch. There's a bunch of random lines. It doesn't need to look perfect. I'm sure my first tattoo would look very different if it was like a yin-yang, something with perfect curves or circles. My next piece, I definitely want to try. I'll draw something out much more symmetrical so that I have to do a good job. I can't wait to do that. But the process was amazing. I'm obsessed. My next thing is I'm definitely gonna buy a tattoo gun on Amazon, a whole kit, and I'll have it sent somewhere I am. And I hope that I can keep practicing and doing this. Obviously sanitary, legit, but I think I'm gonna teach myself. And if you're a tattoo artist and you think it's a terrible, terrible idea, please let me know. But also consider my situation that I can't do everything at the same time, so I have to think, should I completely not tattoo and not become a scratcher for the next 5 years and then just do it later when I can get off the bike and off social media and stuff like that and devote all my time to it? Or should I do it now and do it all at the same time? I think I should do this option. Let me know what you think. I'm so happy about that I have this experience now. I've done a tattoo and there's so much more to come. So much love, Dream Extreme. And yeah, we're back on the bike. We're moving south, so the next vlog will be a biking vlog. Peace.